Hi, my name's Nikki. I'm the Obsessive Bookseller, and welcome to my birthday party! I am so proud of myself for everything I've accomplished over the last year and a half. That I can't believe I'm where I'm at now based on where I started filming with a newborn at home at like 4 in the morning because I just wanted to try something new. I wanted to challenge myself, but I was terrified, and everything was awful. The lighting, the audio. I didn't care. I needed to let go of perfectionism and just get it done. And then from there, I've been able to grow and really make this such a personal project for me. I love it so much. So technically, I could have done my birthday celebration back in February because my very first upload, I believe, was in either February or March of 2021. But the moment where I decided to commit to this project and see it through for at least the next couple of years was in July. I thought, okay, enough dabbling. If you're going to do this, you're going to put your all into it and see where it can get you. And from then, I set myself a filming schedule and I have stuck to it. Hasn't always been easy, but I have stuck to it. For me, this has been a deeply personal creative project where I feel like I'm kind of bearing my soul. And I found that really intimidating at first, but the creativity that I've been able to find on here and the new things that I've been able to try and share my weird book experiments with everybody, it's been super satisfying. I've been blogging since 2012, and blogs are awesome, but they don't really get a lot of attention. I've got two people who regularly comment on my blog, and I'm so grateful for those two people. But other than that, I really haven't had much of an audience. And then I found Goodreads, and now Booktube is such a wonderful place to be. The comments are generally very positive, book centric. Everybody is just excited to talk about what they're reading next. And the community that I have found here has been unlike anything else that I've ever done. And I really love that I have found a few people who get me. Because let's face it, people that I talk to on a regular basis don't read the types of books that I do. At least not to the point where I can geek out at them on a daily basis as much as I can with y'all. So, yeah, the creative aspect is a very driving force for me. And I am a very goal oriented person. I love pushing the limit and seeing how far I can take something and what I can accomplish given enough time and dedication. And even now, just at a year into it, the rewards have been just so motivating for me. I've done some what I think are cool things on this channel since I started it, and my favorite things tend to be the ongoing series, the things where not only do I think I've got an audience that's looking forward to seeing the next installment of whatever I'm doing, but I look forward to filming them. Read, Burn, Hoard is one of my favorite things on this channel. It's this ongoing project where I get to evaluate the books that I've been hanging on to for 2 decades. Not only is the discovery process exciting, but I love analyzing things and being able to share scenes on camera of me analyzing what books to keep and what books not to keep, which is also in line with my new practice of minimalism in my home. It's been awesome. It's my favorite thing I have going now. I would have said a few months ago my Sunday Shelfie series because I thought that was super cool as well. It's where I took everybody through every single one of the shelves in my collection and talked about each book on the shelf or each series. And it occurred to me after that had wrapped up that if my house ever burned down, let's hope that doesn't happen, that I have a visual catalog of everything that I own, which is pretty darn rad. But I also went outside my comfort zone a couple months ago and filmed this like parody of the Brandon Sanderson "It's Time to Come Clean" thing when I was announcing my Patreon. That video took more prep than anything I've done so far, but it was so worth it. I loved how it turned out, and I just thought it was just a ton of fun. It opened up even more possibilities of fun things that I could do on my channel that I hadn't really thought I was ready for yet. So it's one thing to run a channel when you're feeling good, you've got a little bit of extra time, and you have the energy and resources to pour into it. It's another thing to run it when your health takes a dive. And somewhere around March, I found myself about a month ahead on videos and thought, this is awesome. I can just continue being creative and adding to the progress that I've already made and sustain this like 1 month out schedule of filming for the rest of the year. And it wasn't a stress. Nothing about this was a stress when I was that far filmed out and edited. And then I started not feeling well. And like my 1 month bumper just kind of shrunk week by week until suddenly I'm struggling at the last minute to get videos out on time. Now I do realize that the only pressures I have are on myself, and likely my audience would have been okay had I taken a little hiatus to take care of myself, but I found myself with still that burning desire to do well even though my body wasn't cooperating, and just excitement for what I have going on here, and I didn't want to drop it. So I pushed myself, but I felt like I did it in a very healthy way, and I just barely made the cusp of being able to produce everything when I started feeling better. And now I'm feeling well again, and I've got all this momentum and so many new ideas that I want to implement into the channel. I'm just really excited about it. But yeah, health is a big one. I mean, it's easy to talk about productivity and get all excited about all my to-do lists, but it's another thing to actually have the energy to work on all of that stuff. And I've had to learn a very, very important lesson, one that has eluded me for years, on being patient and not forcing myself past the point of no return. Because in the past, I would have just pushed myself until I dropped and then deeply regretted it. But no, I am learning a more zen way of living and trying to figure out how to balance everything. I'm getting there. It helps that I feel better. I'd like to go back to that girl who just set up her iPhone in her library and started recording one night because she felt motivated, and tell her, you know what? Have fun with this. Don't be so nervous while you're filming, because this is going to be one of the coolest things you've got going on, and you're really going to enjoy the journey, and there's really nothing to be afraid about. And perhaps had I had that foreknowledge, I may not have been quite so petrified in front of the camera for the first 6 months. But yeah, luckily now I just feel like I'm talking to a group of friends. It's awesome. I told myself when I started this that I would be willing to produce content whether people were watching or not. Like, that's kind of how you have to go into this. I've been blogging for 10 years when hardly anybody looks at my blog, but I'm still maintaining it because I'm just kind of intrinsically motivated, and I like to create for the sake of creation. That being said, the amount of love and support that I've gotten on this channel has just been mind-blowing to me. I appreciate every single person who takes time out of their day to watch my videos, because I'm a budding digital minimalist, and so your time is the most important thing you have, and anytime you choose to spend with me, I really value. In fact, when I see a view count for a video, I've mentioned this before, but I tend to picture myself standing in a field talking to that many people. Like, that many people have chosen to show up and listen to what I have to say, and each person has value, and I really appreciate that. I was excited when I only had one person listening to what I had to say. Hi, Mom. Love you. I also want to thank all of the people who followed me over from Goodreads, who have been supporting my content on there for ages, and now are supporting me on YouTube. Like, you guys gave me such a foundational platform from which to build everything that I'm doing now, because I felt like I was talking to friends. I'm talking to people who I've known virtually for years now. So yes, thank you so much to you folks. And I want to give a huge thank you to my patrons, the people who have decided to go above and beyond in supporting my channel. Like, I am floored at the love and the outpouring of support and the community that hopefully we're building on there. It feels so good. It's such a cool evolution of things. Yeah, I'm really grateful for you all. I have read so many good books over the last year, and this one I think I read back in maybe August of 2021, and that is Sharp Ends by Joe Abercrombie. It would have been best served cold, but I had read that like before I'd started booktubing. Anyway, Sharp Ends is a compilation of short stories in the first law world. I shout from the rooftops how much I am not a short story person. That is just not my jive. I want more time to acclimate with the characters in the world. But this one was amazing. 2 characters in there, Jevra and Shavinia, are the funniest freaking duo of the entire First Law series in my mind, and I can't wait to see more from them. I really hope they're integrated into future books because the short stories following them, it kind of bounces back and forth. So it'll give you like a segment from them and then a random short story and then another segment from them and so forth. I laughed so hard. I took that audio clip that I was listening to of one of the scenes from there and played it for my mom just because it was so funny that I had to share it, which is always the mark of a good book for me. And she put down what she was reading and picked that one up, even though I think she had only read the first couple books in the first trilogy. So anyway, I love that one. And to top it off, I did the audio version, and at the very end, there's a really good interview between Joe Abercrombie and Stephen Pacey, the narrator, that, I mean, it had me on the floor. I was laughing so hard. So yes, that's my favorite read of the last 12 months. I knew if I just kept working hard and put a lot of heart and soul into this channel, that eventually some things would get a little easier. So for example, now I have a pretty regular filming schedule. I don't have to rack my brain to come up with new ideas because I have ongoing things that I do every month that kind of fill the slots, and then I can be creative here and there in between all of that. So I'm hoping that over the next several years I can get even more creative and come up with more reoccurring features on this channel to look forward to and kind of solidify the type of things that I want to do as kind of like my personal brand. I would like to be braver in becoming a more active participant in the general booktube community. I'm kind of awkward. And if I have any common ground with anybody over anything that I can get over my awkwardness with, it's talking about books. And so this should be like my prime platform. But networking has always been kind of a weird thing for me. I do not feel comfortable networking. I always feel like people think I'm going to be reaching out because I'm self-serving. And so networking has just felt weird. But then Matt Diavella had a really good video a couple of months ago about networking that he said it's not about what they can do for you. That's not the mindset to be in. It's in about what I can do for them. And that subtle shift in mindset took away all the stress that I had, because if someone sees something that I'm doing and thinks it can enhance what they're doing, then I'm open to a collaboration. It's got to be like a mutually beneficial thing. And so the stress of feeling like I should be doing more went away immediately. And yes, I'm at peace with that now. I'm just going to be me, and opportunities will come and go as they will. I'm such an autonomous person by nature. I thrive in jobs where I don't have a boss checking over my shoulder and I can just be free to get my work done and do the best I can to make sure that everybody else's jobs are running smoothly. And so I have always been really primed to be self-employed. I have the internal motivation for it, I have the discipline for it, I have the passion for it. So I don't know where this channel is going to end up. I committed when I very first started and had 0 followers, I committed to trying this out for 3 years, committing to producing videos consistently for 3 years to see where it goes. Now I'm at the point where I'm having so much fun that I really can't see myself stopping this project. And let's be real, I'm probably more busy now than, well, no, don't say stuff like that. You jinx yourself when you say stuff like that. But I feel pretty darn busy right now. And I feel like maybe the future, nope, not going to go there. Anyway, the point is, I'm having so much fun with this, and I'm starting to see the possibilities of committing more time and energy towards it than I initially thought. And this could turn into something that I could do at least part-time. I've always been really motivated by people who reach for the stars, and even if they never get there, the satisfaction of doing something you love every day is like, it means the world. So I'm prepared to seize opportunities as they come, but I'm also in it for the long haul, just for the sake of creativity, and I think that's a really healthy place to be. So anyway, thank you for coming along to my birthday party. I'm notoriously really bad at planning parties, and I don't think things through, so I don't have any party favors for you, but I do have my gratitude. So thank you for showing up, and yeah, let me know, have you hit any personal milestones this year? Anything that like deserves throwing yourself a mini party for? I'd love to hear about it, even if it's not book related. So thanks so much for joining me, and I hope to catch you next time. Bye.